Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome to Mama from Scratch. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 thrift store makeovers that turned out so good, and 2 of them are actually Crate and Barrel dupes. I was really excited to find the products I needed at the thrift store to be able to share those with you. So I hope you guys will be inspired to take something ugly and turn it into something really beautiful to decorate your home on a budget. And to top off today's video, it's actually in collaboration with Liz Fenwick DIY. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her. Definitely need to go check her out. I will have her channel and her video linked down in the description box below for you. She is super creative. She shares lots of Dollar Tree DIYs, IKEA hacks, farmhouse decorating ideas, room makeovers. Her channel is a lot like mine, and you will get lots of inspiration and motivation from it. So definitely go over to her channel, say hello and subscribe, tell her that I sent you. And if you happen to be coming over from hers, welcome. I just really love to be able to inspire and motivate you here on my channel through DIY, home decor, and room makeover videos just like this. So hopefully you will enjoy today's, and with that, let's go ahead and get started.
For this DIY, I was able to find this large wood sign at the Goodwill for $5.98, which is still a little bit pricey, but it's not that bad for the size that it is. And so I decided to take the elephant color in Waverly chalk paint and just do a small border on the inside of the frame. Now, the thing I like about this type of frame is that you could easily paint the inside of it and then you have it already trimmed out for you, or you can make this into a tray if you wanted to. This is quite large. This is almost 24 inches in length, so I thought this would be a perfect way for me to create one of those Crate and Barrel decor pieces that I found online. The next thing I needed was I took a little bit of some drop cloth that I had that's been bleached, and I trimmed that out and just cut it down to size. And then I started by taking my Sharpie and finding the middle part of my canvas basically, and this is the look that I'm trying to create here. And I decided to use the Sharpie first because I had total control over it. Now you could get this completely straight if you want to and use a ruler. I didn't want to. I wanted it to look very organic and like it was painted on, and you could also use a paint pen for this. So I just started creating this. I had to look at the picture quite a bit to make sure I wasn't going the wrong direction. I'm really glad I decided to take my black chalk paint and then highlight all of my Sharpie lines, and it definitely gave it a really nice organic look, but it definitely brought the whole picture together and made it look like what we were going for. Now for the final step of this DIY, I took some hot glue. You can use E6000 to attach your fabric to your sign, and you're going to want to go all the way around the border of the sign and even do that a little bit in the middle as well, just to keep that fabric from lifting off or anything. And this is the way the first thrift store makeover came together, and I really like how it looks, and it's a fraction of the cost. The next thrift store makeover, I was able to find these 2 candle holders for $2 a piece, and these are really different. They are kind of like a metal material. I don't even know what they are really, but they were very rusty on the outside, so I just gave them a light sanding just to make sure nothing was on there, and I wiped them down. And then I took my white Waverly chalk paint and went ahead and took the small one and just covered that entire piece. So I just took that ivory color by Waverly and just dabbed that on to soften up the white color, but add a little bit of texture because I was just dry brushing that on. And then I also took pure silver and dry brushed that on, just kind of dabbing it, and I liked how much that highlighted it, just gave a little bit more depth to the candlestick. As I'm watching this, I kind of wish I would have left the top rim gold. I might actually go back and change that because I really like the way it just kind of pops a little bit. So I'm going to set that to the side and let that dry. I took the tall one and decided to spray paint this a flat black, and you want nice, small, even coats on this, nothing too drastic, that way you don't get any drippage. And it looks really good, as you can see, once it's dry. Then I went in with this twine that I got from the Goodwill. It was $3 for a massive bundle of it. I'm actually going to be using the rest of this to create another Crate and Barrel DIY dupe. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in today's video. And I didn't know how much of this I wanted to add, so I just kind of went around till I figured out the sizing that I wanted. I did about 7 or 8 loops around, and this is the way they turned out. My next thrift store makeover was this cutting board I found at the Goodwill. It was $3, which I thought was a really good price, and I'm just sanding this down on the back side. The front side, you could definitely tell they cut on it, and so there's lots of dips in it, and I didn't really care for that. So I just went ahead and wiped that down, and then I took my painter's tape and I decided to mark off any areas that I did not want to paint on this and start creating my design. And this is where you can figure out what design you want. You could do vertical or horizontal, or you could do a nice pattern or something like this, but I am creating this for my coffee table. I'm going to be doing a living room makeover here soon, and I thought this would look really pretty in there. Now I will say I wish I would not have taped off the edges quite so high. I'm going in with my black flat enamel paint and I'm just spraying this down, and I decided not to tape off the whole thing but just put a piece of cardboard over the top, and I wish I would not have done that either, because as you can see it had a little bit of overspray. So make sure you tape off everything. I'm going to fix that, and I'm also going to fix the sides of it, and I was able to sand it down and paint over the black edges a little bit, and I really like the way it came together. For the next trash to treasure, I took a Dollar Tree wreath form and then also this twine. Like I said, I got it for $3 at the Goodwill, and there's so much of it. I am so excited to use this for multiple projects coming up, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on those. But I started by tying a knot on one end and then slowly zigzagging it across, because I needed basically braces in the middle of the wreath form that weren't there. And I just overlapped it, and then I took my hot glue and then just added a little bit of dabs anywhere that I had connected it and twisted it. And this is a very tedious project. I will say it took me about an hour to create, but I really like the end result. I got onto Crate and Barrel's website and I was looking at their wall decor, and I found this piece that was made with similar twine, and I thought I could totally recreate that. So that is what I'm doing here for this. And I went ahead and went around the outer edges, and then I cut myself a new longer piece and tied that to it, glued it down, and then I started making these little circles around it, just slowly making it bigger and bigger. And you'll want to get about 5 or 6 loops in there, and then you'll want to take some hot glue and add it to the bottom of it and then glue down those strips. Because this is not wired, it doesn't want to stay. And so this is the part that took the longest, was waiting for the glue to dry a little bit to move on to the next part of it. But you'll just start by making some organic circles. I interwove it in between. Like I said, you can make more zigzags to make this a little bit easier on yourself. The only thing I would have changed about what I did was I would actually paint the wreath form kind of tan brown like the twine is. That way I wouldn't have to paint the project at the end. This project is fairly simple. You're just going to twist and glue as you go and figure out how exactly you want it to all come together. Once you're done gluing everything down, go ahead and pull off all of those little glue strings, and then I went in with flat black and Hammered by Rust-Oleum, and I started with the hammered color and then I went in with the black, and this is the way the project turned out, and I think it's an awesome dupe to Crate and Barrels.
So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Let me know which one was your favorite. If you happen to miss my last few videos, I will have them here on the screen and also linked down in the description box below this video. Don't forget to check out Liz's video, and I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next one.